This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, we go. All right, here we go.
Hello, Bruce.
Hi, Jody.
How's it going?
Well, it's a new year, so far so good.
Woo, everyone, we made it. Round of applause. We made it.
I know. It was a long year. 2021, long year. Good riddance.
2021 was a long decade.
Yeah. Yes, it was. I'm glad it's over.
Yes, we can just move on and move up from here. That's what I'm hoping.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
my plan for the year.
It's a good plan. It's feeling it. I'm feeling a little more upbeat for 2022.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm optimistic. I mean, it's early January, but you know,
first week of January, we're feeling optimistic.
Yeah.
Trying not to watch the news or do anything like that. Yeah.
That's right. So it's all you can do is kind of try to start on a high note, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I started it with a little cold, so I was sort of freaking out for a few days. Like, you know, you play that game, is it COVID, is it not COVID? Because I couldn't find a rapid test anywhere around me to do at home. All the places were like booked up. So, but I'm already feeling better. So, I never lost my taste or smell or anything. So, but who knows? I'm still going to get a test this week just to double check. But starting the year off with a little cold was not the way I wanted to do things. But
no. Well, you know, it's that, I guess now that I think about it, I actually started off the year with a little emergency surgery. Well, I shouldn't say emergency surgery, unexpected surgery.
Okay.
So, yes. Yeah. I totally forgot about this. So I've had this cyst on the back of my neck, and I went to the doctor to get it looked at. And I was under the impression that I was going to the doctor to have them look at it and then maybe schedule some kind of procedure. And I walk in and they're like, okay, well, put on this gown and we'll get started. And, you know, unexpected medical procedures are, well, they're a little stressful. I was a little anxious, and I mean, they did the whole thing, took care of it and got it done. And I mean, I drove home, so it wasn't that bad. So,
nice.
You know, but unexpected. But hey, it's done.
But you're getting things taken care of.
Absolutely.
That's the highlight of that, is you're getting things taken care of. You're going to the doctor when something isn't quite right and having them figure it out.
I think that's the big thing, because it is so easy to be afraid of going to the doctor, you know, to be afraid of going in for so many reasons, whether it's especially if you're a big person, then you're going in and you're expecting you're expecting things to, you know, for them to say something about, well, you know, you need to lose weight, all those things that you always expect. And whatever. I mean, it's just, if you find a doctor that really works for you, that fits and that understands you, it's easier for them to make you feel comfortable, and you want that. And so I feel like my medical setup now, my doctors and all the practitioners, I feel really good about them. I feel like I'm in the best place that I've been yet. And I feel like I can go into anybody and talk to them and get the help I need. So
that's very good. Not everyone is so lucky. I still don't have just a regular doctor. I never, general practitioner, whatever. I need to figure that out one of these days and actually go in and get some things taken care of myself. But
well, maybe you can use the FAT list, the thing we talked about a couple weeks ago. That helps you search for medical practitioners.
I've definitely been doing some research, but
it's difficult. You really, you know, luckily there are Facebook groups that are city specific that you can go into and ask, you know, who's a fat friendly doctor. You know, I see a lot of those things in these Portland groups that I'm part of, where people are asking those questions.
I've seen those. I've seen people asking, you know, for about a certain thing or whatever. Yeah, that's really good. Oh,
absolutely.
I've seen that a lot. So
and it's nice. it's nice to have that kind of community and those kind of resources. And, it takes some of that pressure off. And I think the biggest step is, once you find somebody, taking the step of actually going and doing all of that. I've been helping a family member with some of that, just kind of getting over that intimidation factor of being afraid of going to the doctor because, what are they going to find? And
well, yeah. That's always a whole other bag of
right.
I'm only here to talk about this. I don't want to talk about anything else.
Right. So
maybe I was even a little nervous that I might have had COVID or whatever. Like I was kind of freaking out about it. I was like, oh my God.
Right.
But it's better to know than you can take the steps to, help yourself or help other people that are around you not get it or whatever. So
right. Yeah. That's one of the things here in 2022 that we're hoping would be passed now, is that that COVID wouldn't be such a big deal, but it's still a big deal. And you look at what's happening across the country right now. You still need to be careful. You still need to wear your mask and, distance when you can. So yes.
Well, for 2022, I'm doing, my word is cultivate.
Cultivate.
So I'm cultivating I don't know what I haven't, like what I'm going to cultivate for like my word of the year. So I'm trying to do things that are going to cultivate myself, like help myself grow more. But I just felt like cultivate was like an action word, that it was like, I have to get in there and do work.
I like myself. I like that.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned last week and last year you did this as well, that you choose a word and that's
instead of like doing a resolution, like I'm going to lose weight or, the standard ones, I'm going to do whatever. Sure. I just use a word that I put all of my decisions through. Like, oh, does this help me cultivate myself? Like last year, my word was flourish.
Nice.
So I'm trying to kind of staying on that same sort of theme of like plants and growing and all that kind of stuff. But I just thought cultivate was quite, like, it just really kind of encompassed the work that needs to be done, that I need to do on myself to grow and develop, all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to do, I haven't decided all the, the different areas specifically, but I've wanted to do more painting. So,
nice.
Last year, I don't know when it was, I got some paints. I've done a few paintings, not very many. So I decided, I found out about this at a Christmas dinner. A friend of a friend was doing he was finishing up his 52-week paint challenge.
Oh.
So every week you get a little guided course on how to do a painting.
Huh.
And I was like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. That'll help me, have at least one thing that I'm painting every week. But also they're really small paintings. They're just a 6x6 canvas.
I like that.
So it's pretty small. So it's not very, it's not like this grand, huge canvas awesome. That's going to take you forever. It'll take a few minutes. And I just thought it was a fun way to motivate myself and push myself a little bit more into that painting that I've been wanting to do. But it's like this empty canvas that sits over there and I haven't been motivated to do something.
Sure.
And I'm also switching to acrylic paints instead of oil-based.
Nice.
I think the oils is what I was like, oh, it's such a big deal. It's really smelly. It takes forever to dry, and cleaning all that stuff was just a lot of work.
Sure.
I was like, I think switching to acrylics will be easier. It'll be quicker. It won't be so messy and smelly. So
there we go.
I'm excited to see. It's like Acrylic University. Some guy, I don't really know much about him. But I just was like, yeah, send me the link. I'm going to sign up for it. So I did that, and the first one came out. So I'm going to watch the video and hopefully see how amazing it looks. Maybe I'll post some pictures of it.
Yes.
Maybe I won't. We'll see. But I just thought it was good. A good thing to help cultivate myself into being a little bit more artsy and artistic.
I like that. And speaking of cultivation, a good thing to cultivate heavy conversation would be this beer that I have in my hand.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I had mentioned that I was going through the mini fridge and kind of liquidating everything that had been sitting in there. And this is one of the beers that has been in there for a while. And finally, it was one of the ones that stood out. And I thought, okay, it's today's the day. Today's the day.
Okay.
So I am kicking things off with Weldwerks Brewing Company's collaboration with Bottle Logic Brewing. It's called Science. So it's science exclamation point. So yes, science. And it is a sour wheat ale that is brewed with raspberry, blueberry, toasted coconut, and vanilla. I've got to admit that in the last year or two, I've kind of been burnt on sours. So many, we've talked about this before, that a lot of sours kind of taste the same. They're so strong and so sour that you don't get any flavor, and that just takes away.
I think I had a sour in the like whatever beer one that we did just last week, and that I actually liked. It had flavor. It wasn't like, it didn't eat my mouth away and burn my mouth with it being sour. Which is
awesome.
Yeah, because I was feeling the same way.
Yeah, I actually, so I haven't tasted this yet, so we'll see if this I don't think I put it, I had a sour last week that was totally not sweet, overly sweet, and yeah, it was a great flavor, and I totally didn't put it in Untapped. So I know. There we go. But let's see. So Science.
Kettle soured wheat ale brewed with red raspberry, blueberry, toasted coconut, and vanilla.
That's really good. This has a really good balance where you start out, you get hit with the sour, then you got some of that vanilla, and you can taste the blueberry come in. I didn't get the toasted coconut until the very, very end. So I would say that the fact that you can taste all of the different ingredients, that's a plus, because this does not happen a lot with sours, at least in my experience. So
yeah, there's always one fruit in there that just completely overpowers everything.
And it's very red. I'm drinking it out of the can, but I did see photos, and now I can see some on the top of the can here. It's very red. So I like that. Very nice.
Nice.
4.8%.
Would you drink that again?
I would definitely drink this again. This is a really easy drinking beer that I'm pretty impressed with. And Weldwerks is based in Greeley, Colorado, Weld County, Colorado. It does not say where Bottle Logic Brewing is.
That one was in California somewhere. I saw.
Perfect.
I saw it on the Untapped thing. I'm already past it though. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's great. So what do you have this time?
So I have Weisse Deep Winter Ale by Bend Brewing. It's one of their winter warmers.
I like that.
Features premium UK malts and hops, full-bodied and loads of dark fruit malt character. Weisse Deep is the perfect beer to keep you warm until the snow stops falling. Ooh, this would be like a good one after you've been skiing for a little bit, or sledding, or tubing.
I like that. When we got our heavy snow in the last week for our 4 inches,
the heavy snow that's gone.
Yes.
This is good though.
Is it nice? Yeah, winter warmers.
It's not quite as heavy.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
malty,
good.
but there's sort of, I don't know. It's almost like there's some fruity in there. I don't know what that is. I like it though. This is a 6.5 ABV, so not too crazy.
That's part of how the winter warmer works, is that it gets to you quickly.
Yeah,
warms you up.
Normally, yeah, but I've had a couple that were like aged in something barrels, and you can really get that. But this one's a little bit lighter than that. It's still good.
Nice. Well, good. Yeah. So I
haven't had a beer in quite a while either, so that tastes good.
Perfect. Welcome back. Well, if you want to try some of the beers that we are having, you can look at the Heavy Conversation beer list on Untapped. Untapped.com. That is UNTAPPD. Picture time. Sorry about that. .com. And look at the Heavy Conversation beer list. It is on Jody's profile. So whatever your name is there, Jody.
I think it's just Jody.
Yeah.
I think you can find the Heavy Conversation list regardless.
Yes. So definitely look for that and give some of these beers a try, because we've had some good ones, we've had some bad ones, and we generally do a pretty good job of tracking everything that we've enjoyed on that list.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've had any that I was like, oh my God, this is disgusting. But some that I was like, I probably won't drink that again.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's true. I don't know that I've had anything that's just pure swill that I wouldn't, that I wouldn't do again. But it's hard to tell. It's hard for me to remember. We've had so many.
169 items in our heavy conversation list.
There we go. There we
I
go.
know I haven't put all of them in there. Sometimes I forget.
Right.
But
yeah. So yeah. Well, there we go.
Toast our beers, follow us, all that jazz on Untapped.
Yes. So there is one thing that I wanted to talk about that I thought was pretty cool.
Yes,
it is out now, and you can find out about it and get one for yourself. So there is a project called the Adipositivity Project, and it is an artistic nude photo series featuring fat people from all walks of life. So it has been around for 15 years. The photographer, the mastermind behind it, Substantia Jones, has been doing this for a long, long time. She takes these amazing photos of bigger people naked, and the photos are amazing, and they run the spectrum of just about it.
Yeah, I really like the ones when they're like in the water. I always love that. That always looks so cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there are just some amazing photos. This year, for 2022, she just released the 2022 wall calendar, and it's $23. It includes, I want to say 27 images or 27 models in it.
Something like that.
27 subjects. Yeah. And all of the photos that are in it were chosen by the public from her 800 plus photos that she's taken over the years to celebrate this 15th anniversary. And so she had put something out earlier in 2021 and let people vote, and they went through and they voted, and they chose the photos, and it's just phenomenal. I mean, the pictures, I think the thing that's really cool about this is that you just don't see bigger people portrayed in a positive fashion, across. We always talk about pop culture and business and apparel, but this is down to the core of who we are as humans. And she does such a great job of getting these photos that capture people's personalities, that show them, that show how beautiful they are. And it's pretty phenomenal. So you can check out the calendar, and if you go to, so there are a couple different places you can go, but if you want to learn more about the project, you can go to the Adipositivity Project.zenfolio.com, or just go to Adipositivity on Instagram, and you can click the link in bio and go from there to kind of figure out everything. You can buy the calendar. You can look at all the photos. I mean, I've got the photos pulled up now, and I'm just kind of scrolling through it. I mean, they're amazing. And it is absolutely fat people from all walks of life, genders, races, nationalities. I mean, everything. It's really cool. Some are black and white, some are color. It's people. They're not just in like studios or in rooms. There are people out in the world, on the beach, in the forest, around, green things, which I remember hearing about. Green things. Yes, green things, trees, life. So it's inspiring what she does and what she's created. And you can, if you don't need a calendar, you can also get prints. And you can go through these photos. I mean, there are a ton, and they're beautiful. So check it out, support the Adipositivity Project, and you will be a better and happier person if you do. So there we go.
Absolutely. Yeah. They look really cool.
Yeah. Yes. So we probably need to talk about our sponsor
Yes, absolutely.
this
Hello.
week. Yes. Yes.
Manscaped.
There we go. Manscaped.
Yeah, everyone's heard of Manscaped by now. If you haven't, listen up.
Right.
Even if you have, listen up, because we've got a deal for you. Manscaped, they've got a new and improved 4.0 below the belt trimmer and groomer, which is amazing. It's got a guard on there so that you're not gonna, it'll help reduce all the nicking and cutting that can happen down there, which is not pleasant. If
right.
you've ever done any grooming, it's really not fun.
Yeah, Manscaped really does make it easier for you to keep your nethers nice and trimmed. If that's what you're going for, you don't want hair everywhere, or you want your hair under control. They can help you either way. And with something like this, the Lawnmower 4.0, it works below the belt. It works. It can be submerged in water to an extent. You can get it wet in the shower. Yeah. So
which is nice.
So you can do all these things with it that allow it to be used very easily. It has a light even. So
and being a big guy, sometimes grooming down there is even a little bit more difficult.
Yep.
The light definitely comes in handy.
Yes.
Take my word for it. It comes in handy.
It does. And the great thing about the lawnmower is, yes, it is made for below the belt, but it can also be used in other places. Say, for example, this hair that's on my upper lip here that I totally missed when I was shaving last. You can use the lawnmower, and you can take care of that.
Yeah, or some stray ear hairs or whatever.
Perfect. Yes, and they do actually have an ear and nose hair trimmer, and it is glorious.
Yes.
Now, I've had those trimmers that you turn it on, you're taking a gamble because it's probably going to just pull the hair out. That is not what happens with the Manscaped.
I was very apprehensive to use it because I've had really bad experiences with nose hair trimmers, and I was like, okay, hold your breath, don't look because it's going to hurt. And I was like, I can hear it cutting things, but I don't feel anything really. So
exactly.
It was amazing, and I was like, oh wow, I can really get in there and get all those crazy hairs.
Yes, and the nose hair trimmer is called the Weed Whacker, and I'm finding now that as I get older, hair grows faster in all the places that I don't want it to grow necessarily. So I'm getting those nose hairs, those ear hairs. They come back with a vengeance. So having a good ear and nose hair trimmer, that's very important. And the Weed Whacker has not let me down. It's been a great part of my arsenal that gets used on a regular basis.
Yes, and you can get 20% off if you use code HEAVY at manscaped.com. You get 20% off plus free shipping, but you got to make sure that you use the code HEAVY when you're checking out at manscaped.com. So go do that. Help support us. Use the code HEAVY, and you'll have a better 2022. You'll be all fresh and groomed and ready to tackle the world, whatever 22 brings us.
Let's hope it's good.
It'll be great when you're all groomed.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, good. Yeah. So, as far as other things that have kind of stood out to me in the last couple of weeks, there's, I did this interview with an actor. He's a Hollywood actor and a Broadway actor, and his name is Max Talisman. He had a role on Orange is the New Black. He's done a few other things, and he's working on his directorial and screenwriting debut right now. And I had a chance to talk to him and just kind of talk about why he's writing his own film and directing his own film. It's called Things Like This. And one of the things that we got into as we started talking was just about the fact that it is still very difficult to find roles if you are a bigger person in Hollywood or on Broadway. He said, especially on Broadway, it's a really tricky thing because there aren't as many roles, and the ones that are out there are usually pretty specific to, as far as what they allow people to do or to be. And a lot of it is based off of their size. He talked about Hollywood, and it was kind of the same thing that you and I have discussed here for years, is that you don't see as many, you see the funny fat guy, you don't see the hero, you don't see these other people in most cases portrayed in different ways. And he talked about musical theater, especially, saying that it was really very behind, and that most times when you're seeing bigger people, they're playing the comic relief roles. He did say that there was one role in a production called Head Over Heels. Now I'm not very up on Broadway, so I did have to look it up. Head Over Heels had Bonnie Milligan, who is a plus size actress. She played the princess, and he said she's gorgeous. So it was exciting to see someone like that, who was very talented and happened to be bigger, playing a role like that. Nice. He wants to see more of that. It's just not something that's being seen right now.
Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta write your own thing and you can put whoever you want in it.
Exactly. And so that was the thing, is that he wanted to write this film about things that he just felt like were missing from popular culture, and people who just weren't being portrayed in the way that he wanted them to be. And so that things like this, it'll be out this year sometime. Okay. I think it's TBD as far as when it comes out, but they've started production, and it's a comedy. It says, when two guys with the same name start falling in love, it seems like everything has aligned for them to be together. But is fate ever exactly how you expect it to be? The answer is no. And there are a bunch of people in this movie. Eric Roberts, who, if you don't know the name, you will know this guy. He's been in everything. He Julia Roberts' brother. Charlie Tahan. I butcher names. That's right. Part of how we roll here. Let's see. T-Boz from TLC. Is that right?
It could be.
Yep. She's in it. Lots of different people, and it's kind of a love story, a comedy. And he basically just said that there was this specific kind of gap missing, and he wanted to fill that. And so he wasn't getting the roles that he wanted to get when he was trying to go out there and find things, and he wasn't getting taken, he wasn't getting into the rooms that he wanted to get into, basically. So he said with things like this, it kind of came from feeling like there were a lack of stories about the time in life between coming out and being established. And so that's where this came from.
Nice.
So, there are some really cool pictures of him. He's very, very stylish, has a very specific sense of style, which is fun, especially when you're a bigger guy, and finding things is tricky. So so check it out. Go over and read the article. It's at Chubster. You definitely can't miss it. You'll get to see everything that he has to say about things like this and the problems that are still out there for bigger people in acting, pop culture, all that.
Hasn't gone away.
It has not. Hopefully it gets better in 2022. That's the goal.
Yes. Well, we just gotta watch all the stuff that any sort of fat people are in, and demand more of it.
Yes. Tell them what you want to see, and hopefully we'll get more. So
I mean, the only other thing that I've been up to is I went bowling again for the first time, and since the before times, I haven't been bowling since a couple of years now, it seems. My fingers are very sore still. I didn't do my score wasn't up to snuff. But I'm gonna have to get back out there and start doing it some more. And I heard that there's starting to do some more leagues again. So I gotta see when, where, what kind of schedule, because I might want to start doing that again.
What is bowling like now, in the age of COVID? Is it
everyone just had to wear masks?
Okay. Sure.
At first I thought they were like having a lane in between us, but then it was busy, so then they didn't.
Okay.
So it was just kind of normal. Everyone
Sure.
wearing masks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess it's just one of those things where, you're if you are careful, if you're wearing a mask, you've got your vaccinations and your booster, then, you do the best you can with that, I guess. It's kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was fun to be back out there and
I
doing
bet.
something I enjoy, but I was like, wow, I'm rusty.
Yep.
It's been, 2 years of not bowling, and I'm like, oh, because I had gotten a hook ball or curve ball right, like almost right before everything shut down. So I was like, I can't even remember how this works.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, don't feel bad. A lot of us are forgetting how to interact with other people out in the real world,
I was a little annoyed with the kids that were next to me because they didn't understand the bowling etiquette. So I was trying not to hit them with my ball over their head when they just
Right.
walked up there and threw their ball down the thing when I'm about to bowl.
That's going to be the thing about getting back out into the world regularly, is that people are just going to be rusty with everything, and trying to not be annoyed by everything that everybody does is going to be, I think that'll be tricky. I find that I'm doing that when I go to the grocery store and see the guy checking the produce with his nose hanging out of his mask, or people
I just have
standing too close.
Yeah, my patience has really gone away for everything. So I was like, do not hit these. They were like teenagers. I'm like, don't hit them. Don't yell at them.
Right.
They're having fun. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're all good.
So the last thing on my list here is that I am very excited to announce that I'm getting new glasses next week.
Nice.
So I have glasses. I've been wearing glasses since I was 10, but
Mm-hmm.
my vision over the last couple of years has definitely gotten worse, and I've been just having these eye problems. And part of it is that I spend all day on a computer. I'm writing, or I'm editing photos, or
right.
Answering emails, all that kind of stuff. And so I've had to crank up the amount of eye drops that I'm using, which has definitely helped. But I've also gotten to that wonderful age where I'm not able to read things that are close to me anymore. And so I went in to get my eye exam. They're like, yeah, your vision has changed a little bit. Far away, you're definitely, you need a little stronger prescription. But we're noticing that also closer up, you're probably going to need reading glasses, or would you like to get some bifocals? And I was like, I don't think I can do the bifocals yet. I don't think I'm there.
Can you get the ones that are like not transition, but they're like a gradient where they don't have that hard line?
I think so. But they did tell me that my vision had only changed a little bit, and that I could just not wear glasses when I was using my phone or reading. And they said if the computer was close to me, that I could go without my glasses as well. So I got my eye exam, and I picked out a few different frames, and I will get them this week, which I'm really excited about. And so, I'll have a few different things to choose from. I think I'm going to keep my old frames because, I like these that I'm wearing now, and I've been wearing for a couple of years, but I got some that are circular, and I forget what the other ones are, but the circular ones.
Where did you go?
It was funny. There is
I'm writing this down.
an eye doctor that I usually go to, but I have been trying for the last 4 months to get in, and they have been booked constantly. Jeez. And the only times that they weren't booked were times that I couldn't go. So finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to America's Contacts and Eyeglasses. And I did. Okay. And I was actually very impressed, because they have a whole section with a couple brands that specifically work for bigger heads. They're wider, bigger eyeglasses. And once I get them and I've had a little time to try them on, we'll definitely have to talk about them on an episode, because when I tried them on there at the store, they fit great. They look really good. I just want to see how they, what they're actually like.
Is that America's Best?
Yes. Okay. I think it's America's Best. And it's significantly less expensive than the place that I normally go. And the place that I normally go, the reason that I started going to them, other than that it was a local Portland business, I guess I should say the reason that I continued to go back to them is that they have the machine, the machine that everybody hates that blows air into your eye.
Yeah.
Well, they have a machine that does not do that. They can do that test without blowing air in your eye. And that's like the worst thing. I hate that so much.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had that in a while. Don't they?
Well, I don't know where you
they
go.
put like a weird blue light on you or something?
No, they just have the thing that they bring up to your eye and they're like, okay, we're going to blow, and they do the puff, and it always makes me jump and feel really weird. And so I don't want to jump and feel really weird. So I would go to this place that I normally go. I'd pay significantly more for the experience, but it was great. The people were nice and all of that. The people were so nice that it was booked up for months and months and months. So I went to America's Best, and because my eyes were really bothering me, and now I know why, but I didn't at the time, and I just couldn't keep waiting. So finally I went, figured out what was up, and got new glasses. And they also said that they can put lenses in some of the other frames that I have, like these bad boys from Alexandros Eyewear. And they're yellow for all of you who are
an amber color.
Unable to see me through the magic of podcasting. Yeah, they're like a yellow or an amber or something. They're round. I've got this color, and I've got like a tortoise. And I'm basically gonna get a bunch of different glasses so that I can mix and match, because why not? Why not? So
I know I need to get more. I always have like one pair of glasses, and I've had these same ones for years. And then I was looking, everyone was doing the 10-year flashback photo. So I was like, well, what does a photo of me 10 years ago look like? And I was like, I have not the same exact glasses, but the same shape glasses.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, all right, it's time to switch it up.
Right. Yeah. So
let's switch it up.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about it is for most lenses and frames, the prices come down so much because you can hop online and buy that stuff for really cheap. You go to Coastal, they do those $15 deals every so often for like new customers or whatever.
Right.
I mean, even Warby Parker, around $100 for glasses with frames, or glasses with your lenses and frames, and you're good to go. So it's hard to go to a place and pay a ton of money for glasses when you can go somewhere, get something good
to get something good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so there we go. So I'm excited, and there will be lots and lots of pictures, I'm sure.
Nice. Well, I'm excited for you.
Well, thank you. All right, well, I think that's everything that I've got.
That's all I've got for everybody.
Perfect.
Appreciate you hopping on today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that we'll be back to do this again in the very, very near future.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Follow us on some social media.
Yep.
Let us know what's going on out there. We want to hear from you. It's been quiet from our listening audience out there. Where are you?
Holidays, so
come
now
on. I know they're listening.
I know. At Heavy Convo.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your
podcasts.